Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel. First let me start by saying my heart goes out to the people that are dealing with this devastation from the tornadoes. I'm praying that they receive the help that they need as quickly as possible and that they locate all of their loved ones. So I wanted to kind of give you a little update of what's been going on in my life since August. Which kind of explains why I haven't really done many videos. So I went to my stomach doctor in August and I was having pain in the diaphragm, and so she wanted to send me for an MRI. First she sent me for an ultrasound, and it turned up that I had gallstones, and she wanted to send me for an MRI, and I can't. The anxiety, my anxiety from an MRI is it's too much, so I couldn't do it. So she sent me to a stomach doctor in Albany who did a endoscopic ultrasound, and he removed 3 gallstones, and then they referred me to a surgeon. Actually, they referred me to the surgeon before I even saw the doctor in Albany, because immediately my stomach doctor told me that my gallbladder has to come out. That being said, we're talking August. I went to see the stomach doctor in Albany, I believe in the beginning of September. He set up an ultrasound, he set up the appointment for the the endoscopic ultrasound, I keep saying it backwards, for sometime in September, which I had to cancel because I didn't have a babysitter to come home with me. Medical transportation is not good enough. Okay. So we set it up for October, and my brother drove 4 hours to come up here to pick me up from Albany, to bring me home, to drive another 4 hours to go back home, which in my opinion is ridiculous. It was a waste of his time and gas, and anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that was in October. I finally had my surgery on December 7th. A lot of hemming and hawing on my part all that time, and thinking and overthinking and and preparing for it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Since I live alone, I have to prepare for it. I have animals that have to be taken care of. So I actually was prepared by September, but then had to kind of re-prepare for December because, I ran out of, I had to buy more cat litter because I knew that after surgery I was not going to be able to lift more than 10 pounds for a while. So I got my cat litter, I got the bedding for the bird, I got everything heavy out of the way. I did some packing in between because I had a lot of nervous energy, and so I finally had my surgery. I wake up in the morning, I'm getting ready now. I can't drive myself there, my brother's 4 hours away, right? So I'm using medical transportation. I'm in the shower, medical transportation calls me to ask if I'm still having surgery. I'm like, I think so. She said, well, there was a water main break and they're turning people away at the hospital. So can you call and find out if you're still having surgery? So I tried calling, and the lady at the front desk had no idea, and she transferred me to the surgical department, and there was a voicemail, so I didn't bother leaving a message because at that point I had to get back to my medical transportation, who was picking me up in 15 minutes. So I went, and meanwhile, it is snowing like a blizzard out there. It's like anything to increase my anxiety for that day, I tell you. It's like when Murphy comes to visit me, he hangs around, and he does a really good job. You know, Murphy's Law, okay? So anyway, I went, and, you know, I had my surgery, and let me just tell you something. Surgery is weird, okay? It's mentally weird. Here I am in the hospital by myself. My brother's on the road up here in a snowstorm. I'm surrounded by strangers. I met my surgeon one time. And I have never met these people before in my life. And they're going to knock me out and cut me open. Okay? If you don't find that weird, I don't know. I just find that incredibly weird. It's like a Twilight Zone show or something. It should be. And I even said that to one of the staff members. We were just talking and yakking because, you know, when I get nervous, I yak. I just babble. Bah. So I'm walking down to the operating room, and I'm thinking, man, I feel like I'm on the death walk. This is how my mind is working. It's just too funny. And I'm greeted by like 7 people or so standing outside of the operating room who say, hey, we're the welcoming team. We're here to help you. We're here to take care of you. I'm like, okay, cool. It's weird. They're very nice people. Very nice people. I just have to say that. The anesthesiologist was very good with her anesthesia. I mean, I think it was her. Somebody got my vein right away, and I have terrible veins. Like, oh, look, I still have the mark from the IV. Yeah, I have terrible veins, but they got it. They got that needle in there. 1, 2, 3. It's just a very, it's just weird. Like I said, here I am. I'm alone in the hospital. Okay, not that it would have mattered if my brother was there because we're living in a pandemic and nobody's allowed in the waiting room. Okay, so if something had happened, they would have to call my brother, who was on the road in a snowstorm, to get the okay to help me out. I should backtrack a little bit. When I was 5 years old, I had my tonsils removed. Now, I'm 61, okay? So back in the day, they used ether, and I fought it off, and I stopped breathing 9 times on the operating table. So for me, it's a little bit of a panic. You know, anytime I hear anesthesia, like my mind goes into, uh-oh, you know. But honestly, if you think about it, if I'm willing to undergo anesthesia for the endoscopic ultrasound, the MRI, instead of having the MRI, I'm more afraid of the MRI. It doesn't make any sense with ordinary people, but maybe because I opened my eyes in one time, and it's just, I'm claustrophobic, so yeah, it's not a good picture. Not a good thing. So, anyway, yeah, that's what's been going on in my life since August. I get somewhat pretty bad anxiety, and I tend to obsess about things. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm alone. I'm gonna be alone. You know, what do I have to do to get ready for this? So I was canning broth, and I canned beef stew, because you can't just go right into eating your normal diet after surgery, because you have to see how your body's going to handle fat. So, thankfully, nothing went wrong. They were able to do it laparoscopically, which is a good thing. Now I only have 4 wounds with stitches in them that are driving me crazy because they're itchy, which is a good sign. And, yeah. We're on the recovery. We're on the mend. So I started thinking about, well, what do I need to do to be ready for this? Because my brother's not going to be able to stay over. Like, A, there's really no room for him, and B, he's got a family and he has to work. So I thought, okay, I can't lift anything over 10 pounds. Let me get everything heavy in the house. I got the cat litter in the house. I got bird food in the house, cat food, anything that would be heavy, I got in the house. So that's one way that I prepared for it. Another way is I canned a bunch of broth. Because I'm on a low sodium diet, it was cheaper for me to can it myself than it was to buy a bunch of broth. And I enjoy canning. Anyway, it kept me a little bit occupied. Kept my mind off of things for a couple hours anyway. So, what else did I do? I got, like, anything heavy that I thought I wouldn't want to carry. You know, like cat food. Canned cat food is heavy. Bagged cat food is heavy. So that I did my laundry the day before so that I knew I wouldn't have any laundry to come home to. I could wait a week or two even. You know, I did my dishes, thankfully, the day before because now we're dealing with, mind you, a water main break. So I was so thankful that I had that broth because I'm also thankful that I had water in the house because we were under a boil water advisory because we have a water main break. So they, I'm telling you, Murphy, they wanted us to conserve water, which was fine. I didn't have dishes to wash and I didn't need to take a shower because now I have bandages on me that I can't take a shower with. Anyway, so I did take a shower Thursday. I couldn't take it anymore. Was it Thursday or Friday? I don't know. I couldn't deal with it anymore. I had to get in the shower, so I think it was... They said not to take a shower the day after. I had surgery Tuesday, so that was Wednesday. They said I could take a shower Thursday, so yeah, I took a shower Friday. That was fine. I went down the stairs to get my mail on Wednesday and kind of leaned over accidentally a little too hard and got the railing into my side. So I'm hoping I didn't do any internal damage because they go in 4 spots and it was on the same side, although they're a little bit distant away from your side. It was still on the same side. So I have to tell you one thing. When I hiccup, it hurts like crazy, and when I yawn, it hurts, but I think that might have to do with the falling into the railing besides, like, on top of the surgery. So, yeah, surgery is weird. It's a weird, like, your mind goes through so many things, like, should I get life insurance? Who's going to take care of my cats if something happens? Who's going to take care of the bird? What's going to happen with all my stuff? Who, you know, I know my kids would just throw it all out, like they don't value it. So it's weird. And then, like I said, you're entrusting your life to someone you've met one time and other people you have never met before. It's a weird dynamic. It's definitely weird, but it was very comfortable and funny. The funny thing is they sent me a card thanking me for trusting them with my life, and I need to go get a thank you card, so that's my mission for tomorrow. Yes, they were very nice. They, you know, they understood that, you know, you're nervous, so you're yapping, and they were kind of warm, you know, friendly. So it's just a strange thing. It's a really strange thing. So yeah, I mean, it was like after surgery for me was kind of smooth sailing because I couldn't wash dishes if I wanted to. So now I'm dealing with doing dishes a little at a time because I'm opening all my jars of soup to eat. So, and I couldn't wash dishes because of the surgery and the boil water advisory. There's no sense even washing them because you're just wasting water. Unless you're going to use bottled water to wash dishes, and no, not for a couple of days, sorry. So yeah, I'm dealing with dishes today. I did wash some dishes yesterday. I was actually feeling a little bit better, enough to get up, and I actually went to the post office, which probably wasn't smart because I'm driving and, jerking my body around and all that. But I never said I was brilliant. I'm just, I'm so used to doing things on my own that I just deal with it. I deal with things that are thrown at me on my own and I move on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I know there's other things going on in the world, and I'm not talking about the devastation caused by the tornadoes, but I know there's other things going on in the world. But there's nothing that I can do about those other things that are going on in the world. So, for me to constantly talk about, well, how you should be prepared, or you should. If people don't get it by now, okay, if people do not understand that by now, they need to be prepared for an emergency, they're not going to get it. They're just not. Okay? So for me, pounding it into their head, it's not going to do anything. Waste of breath on my point, and not for anything, but my health was a little bit more important at the moment than what is going on in the world. No, I don't approve of what's going on. It's wrong. It's very reminiscent of the 1940s, but I can't do anything about it either. Like, the best I can do is call my Congress people, my congressmen and women. Anyway, I didn't want to go there, but I did. So, I'm just going to say, surgery is weird. And you can prepare for it if you live alone. You just have to think about what you need to get done. If you don't have pets, you don't have to really worry too much. If you have pets, you need to worry. How am I going to take care of them? Like, fortunately for me, I have extra cat dishes because, and thankfully, right, because of this water emergency thing, I'm telling you, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. And yeah, Murphy likes to visit. So anyway, I just wanted to say that surgery is weird. I should be getting back to making bracelets and stuff on a more regular basis, perhaps. There's really nothing else for me to say about preparing for it. You just have to use your brain, figure out what you need to have done, what needs to be in place for after surgery. I mean, if you have family nearby that can help you, that's great. If you don't, then you have to really prepare for it. So I was prepared for it. I am still prepared for it. And I am who I am, I don't rely on other people. It was kind of hard for me to ask my brother to come up here because it's like a 4-hour ride, okay? For him to just come up here and pick me up and drop me off. It's a lot to ask. For me, it's a lot to ask. I'm not used to asking favors of people. I just feel very awkward doing that. I'm pretty much always have been self-reliant, pretty much. I don't know. I'm just different, I guess. So anyway, surgery is weird, and that's really what I wanted to say. When you think about, like, it's like a Twilight Zone situation. It really is. You're unconscious. They could do anything they want to you, but there is ethics laws in place. So if you're having surgery, don't let that scare you. The chances of someone being that bad are very slim. It's like a 99.9% chance. It's like a 0.01% chance of somebody being bad like that. It's a 99.9% chance that people they're in it because they want to help other people. And they've had a lot of training. You aren't the first person that they've operated on. You aren't the first person that they've stuck a needle in and given anesthesia to. So there's really nothing to fear. It's a mind thing. It's just a mind thing. It's weird. It's like the Twilight Zone. Like, anyway, I just wanted to ramble on about it. I wanted to let you know why I have been missing. why I haven't really been making videos, because, well, for one, it's been uncomfortable. Kath knows. I went back and forth. Do I want to have surgery? Maybe I can just dissolve the stones, blah, blah, blah. Kath is like, no, you have to have surgery. And I'm like, no, I don't want to have surgery. Maybe I'll just... And when I went to the cardiologist, he said, no, listen, you're better off doing it now before it's an emergency. Because when it turns into an emergency, there's a bigger risk of you dying from, like, if a stone gets stuck somewhere, you turn septic, and then you can die. So, anyway, I'm here. I'm healing, as I can judge by the itchiness of my stitches. It's still sore. I'm not gonna lie, it's still sore. I have a lot of healing to do, obviously. I can't lift for more than 10 pounds for like 4 to 6 weeks, they said. So, I don't need to, because everything is pretty much done. The only thing I have to do is wash clothes and scoop the litter boxes, and I haven't really tried solid foods yet. I had oatmeal for breakfast, and I risked a cup of coffee because, okay, the gallbladder holds the bile. It stores it. So you don't know how your body's going to react to fats. Like, and I believe, I'm not a nurse or a doctor or anything, but I believe what happens is when you eat fat, your liver produces the bile, and then it would be stored in your gallbladder and then go into your stomach. So now you don't have the gallbladder, so there's no control of how much bile is going into your stomach. So the first few days you have to really go easy. Like, so I did broth the first day. Then I went to beef stew, and then I went to chicken soup. And then I added toast. Like, I just took it slow. I knew what I had to do. I did a lot of research since August. So I knew how to prepare for it. I knew how to be ready. And that's that. So, if you're into the jewelry thing, keep an eye out. I'll be making more. Just give me time to heal. And I don't feel right, honestly, with the devastation that has taken place in, 6 states. I don't feel right really doing videos to distract from that, because, you know, my heart goes out to those people. I hope they get help. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, my surgery does not compare. It's not even like, nothing. Like, I can't imagine waking up and everything is gone. That's horrible. It's devastating. Anyway, my heart goes out to them. I'm definitely praying for them, and I hope that those who can help will go help them, because they're going to need it. They are going to need it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye for now.